Turn facing y'all.
Welcome to another episode of the WeakLEE Podcast. You drinking water today?
Okay, go ahead. I'm cool.
I got my parents back on the show talking about parenting. Right, Mom?
All right, let's roll.
Sound like a plan, bro. You know, I must have did a decent job. I'm looking at you. We
I'm
here.
all right.
Yeah, my other son is too.
Yeah, probably been bad about listening though.
He
But we're
doing
going to talk about that.
Okay, let's roll.
So Mom, I asked you this first. How did y'all different childhood upbringings affect y'all parenting style?
How did it affect it? Well, we come from two different upbringings, of course. Mine was a single mother and my little brother. I did have a stepfather up until I was 13 years old. So my mom she was pretty firm and strict. You know, she had her boundaries with us, and she was I didn't have the father figure in my teenage years, but by her being married previously, she kind of knew or adapted to some things where she knew she had to be more disciplined in areas where a man would be.
Yeah.
You know, in other words, she was a nurturer. She was lenient in some ways, but she knew when she had to be more firm and disciplined, not have us, get our way all the time. But my mother's, as I've said previously, she had a mental health condition. So some of her parenting was a little I think her judgment was off many times because of her illness and the emotional strain that she was in. So a lot of times when she did discipline, it really wasn't, it was off. It wasn't in the reality of why we were being disciplined. Yeah. You know, it came from
something else behind it.
Right. You know, it was more of her emotional, strain, the stress of being a single parent. So she was angry and mean a lot. So when she disciplined, it was not what she should have disciplined for many times. As I got older, I understood that.
Right.
So, but when she did discipline, she told me why, what I did, what she expected out of me. And it wasn't that challenging as much, It was more of the love and attention. She didn't beat us a lot, but when she was in her moments, she did hit in rage situations. But she wasn't a hitting parent.
Yeah.
Not much at all.
That's why you wasn't much of a hitting parent?
No, I didn't hit much.
Yeah.
I talked. I spoke.
You didn't hit at all.
I really didn't hit. I threatened to hit.
Yeah.
I threatened to hit.
I understand. She never had a fight.
Right.
I never had a fight either.
But that question was, to me, I think that it wasn't much of a difference because the way I was raised was different, but when it came down to raising you guys, I had a partner to help me. So when she says something, I might intervene and say, no, whoa, hold up, let's do it this way. Or I might say, no, Rhonda, this time here, he need to be punished or he need this here. Now, it was easier once, like you said, since she wasn't by herself raising the thing. So it was a lot easier that way.
But there were times, babe, when
But I'm talking about, the question was, how was it different?
Different parenting style.
Exactly. And it really wasn't that bad because it was easier for us to do it than compared to the way they had to do it.
right.
So what about you though?
Well,
So
I
was
had, I,
you
had, I had siblings
Yeah.
who helped raise me.
Yeah.
You know, I had a strict sister and a strict brother, you know, but that's what raised me.
Did
My
you get
mama
hit a
had to
lot?
go to work. Hell yeah. I still get hit.
Nah, that's definitely the truth.
But, yeah, you know,
So it's important to take in another person's perspective when with different situations.
it's important to do that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you might react one way, but at the same time, she gonna tell you, wait, hold up. She gonna calm me down before I go ahead on and do what I'm ready to do because I just reacted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
know,
Dad
a
was
lot of
more
time.
reactive.
No.
And I was like,
Hold up, don't kill him. You know, but
But why were you like that though? So
probably
quick.
because I was raised that way.
Yeah.
You know, that's how my mom was.
Uh-huh.
My mama, as soon as she see you, I done did something, I could even say something. Pop! You know, I didn't got hit.
Right.
You know, and it wasn't all bad. It wasn't always right.
for me, it was more them taking stuff from us.
But you got to have
can't-
stuff to get it taken from
So you didn't have
Yeah,
much.
you had none. So they couldn't do it, huh? Well, it had nothing
So,
to take
well,
away
you know-
to be punished, huh?
I'm going to take my friend football.
Yeah, we we were gifted. We had a little more, things that can be taken from us. So we were punished. I used to get punished from not watching certain television programs because I had my own TV.
You had a TV?
know.
We was punished. Look, we was punished. Can't go outside. That was it.
I really didn't want to go outside.
That's different than a man and a boy. We was going outside nowadays.
Yeah.
We were going outside too. We had TV.
Yeah, y'all had TVs.
Yeah, but I still trying to go outside.
I was trying to go outside and I ain't have no TV. We was going outside. We had one TV. You can watch that TV.
But I think like for me, I'm like more so like combining both. Like you said, you was more talkative, you was more ready to hit, but it's just like that's good with both of them, to me.
Yeah, it's a
You
time
gotta
and
have a
season
balance.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a time and season for that because maybe you had needed to be chastised in that manner.
Yeah.
But you and Darius were different type of children, so you had one that was a little bit more hard-headed and one that was kind of sneaky.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we came at different parts of our lives too.
True that.
True. We were older with
Yeah.
Darius as opposed to you.
Yeah, so we all more soft.
I wouldn't say that.
No, we was changing with the generation. Nowadays, you got to listen to your child. when we ain't had no word. We don't listen to nobody. You listen to what they say. Y'all. Wait, what? He trying to say something? We ain't no trying to say nothing. She said it, and that's it.
That's the bottom line. You didn't have no say. You didn't have no point of view. These days you give children more of a say. Like Grandma used to say, y'all negotiate with your children.
Mm-hmm.
There was no negotiation with children.
Yeah, it wasn't no option.
It was a command, and it was, like I say, it was before it was a dictatorship. You were told to do certain things, and you did it.
But do you think it's because we have more options? Like you said, you didn't have no TV privileges because you had no TV.
Yeah, it could be that too.
It's just difference in time too,
But nowadays, kids just more advanced, and a lot of them know what they be doing, and you be like, whoa, because they got internet, they got all this other stuff, so they're more knowledgeable and they see a lot of stuff now
I agree with that.
than what we ever seen.
But I'm gonna say this: I believe it was a different respect level and honoring in our generation too.
Yeah. You think it was the fear?
Because of what?
The fear.
Of course,
But
fear has something to do with it.
what she said makes sense. This was all about respect coming up.
all about
all
respect.
about.
You were never on the adult's level.
It don't matter
you a
who
child
you
under
was
me.
or what. You're gonna respect that lady across the street. You're gonna respect whoever come in this house. You're gonna respect. You can't say no. Or I'm not getting reach me. I'm not. What?
You better get it for that lady or that man. It was totally different.
Right.
You know, because when you left the house, everybody knew who child you belonged to.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a honoring. It was a honoring in that. You know, you were the offspring of your family unit. So when you went out there in the street and you did something, you were looked at, wait a minute, what household he coming from?
Yeah.
It was different.
But where do you think that come from? Because, like, I noticed that, like, say, for instance, with Dre the other day, I was like, oh, go tell such and such bye. I don't want to. Like, where that come from? Like, who you talking to? Like, go ahead. Like, what makes a child do that or challenge that?
You just have to steer that child in the right direction.
Right.
It's always going to be either, it's always a right or wrong. Okay. Now, some people say, it ain't right or wrong. It be right or wrong, good or evil. But it's just the fact that if you know you're not like that and you want that child to represent who you are, that's your child.
Mm-hmm.
You want to nurture him in a manner that you would want people to see that that's my child.
Right.
I want my child to be.
So in other words,
honored.
you got to be consistent with
You got to be
telling
consistent
him.
with your telling.
Yeah.
If it's not expected.
Because he'll automatically know my daddy going to tell me, so I'm going to do it.
Right.
My mom going to look at me crazy, so I'm going to do it. So you know when I'm about to leave and you say something, it's automatic done. It's no questions, no I don't want it, I don't feel it's
So if you're consistent with it, guess what's going to happen? He's going to know that's
be a
expected.
He
There
go-
you go.
He gonna get
That's going to be expected of him.
But why does it seem like we always have to correct the bad?
Or
It's always bad before good. Like, it's like you ain't coming out good and understanding.
because we all were born in original sin.
that's how that happened.
That's how that came about.
It's easy for
We
us to
came
say.
here.
Yeah. It's
We
like
was
we
taught-
came here to
we was
do
born,
wrong.
We
We were
was
born
born to
into
do wrong.
it.
Yeah.
We was born to do wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you believe that parents put their fears on their children?
What do you mean if
Yes.
we put our fears on our children?
Any
And
fear. Like any fear that you have.
stuff that we've gone through or
Stuff you're
been through,
going through,
anything.
seen, been through, all that.
Yep.
So how you get out of that? Or do you get out of that? Or it's just like you bring it up, express it, and try to work to get...
No, it's a personal journey because
Understanding
your
for it.
children don't have to know all your fears.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
But-
of times you don't let your kid know that's one of your fears, but you tell them, say, man, I don't think you should go that way. Don't do it that way or whatever.
Yeah, like
But at the
indirectly
same,
tell them.
exactly. But at the same time, in your back of your head, you be like, Lord, I hope you don't do it this way because I'm scared this is going to happen. That. But you can't come out and tell them that all the time because when you tell them that, you're knocking their mindset because they're looking at it one way saying it could happen, I could do it this way. And you looking at it, Lord, that ain't going to work. So, you know, but it could work. But that's your fear making you think it can't work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you say, man, that can't work. And the whole while, they got a plan and they got to know it could work. And that's part of your fear. Like,
I think too, sometimes our fears maybe can help them to make a better quality decision about what they want to do or how to go about doing it because of what we went through. Not to necessarily stop them from doing it, but give you the possibility of what could happen if you don't think it through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I do. We're not as risky
as the generation.
as the generation is today.
Yeah, y'all not.
No, we're not. We like to be stable and comfortable and content.
Yeah. But
You know.
that's.
But that's,
I think that's more so how y'all was raised. Y'all come from content situations.
no, you see,
Y'all come from
Yeah,
not
we come
people
from
not
in a
taking
sense.
risks.
you're right,
Yeah.
you're right.
Not to take
But at the
chances,
same
not too
time,
many. Yeah.
That's so true when you look at it.
And then
Because we
just
always
feel-
live, we never lived above our means.
Yeah.
And we
Yep.
could have,
Yeah.
but we like,
Nah.
nah.
It just don't work out.
You
How we
know,
gonna get out of
we
this?
from the old school. We don't need 2 cardinals. Let's have one.
Yeah.
You know, yo, we can get 2 cardinals. We're like, 2 cardinals? What's this happening? What? You got 1 cardinal.
Yeah,
we
we
paid
ain't
us
think about
another.
that.
No, we don't want to do it.
I just want what I want,
We
you
can
know?
think, yeah.
You know,
And we're gonna figure it out.
but that's how we was in our earlier marriage. Like, that don't make sense. That why I have 2 cardinals?
It don't make sense.
Huh?
It don't. What you saying makes a lot of sense, but when you want something, you just be willing to take that risk. You be like, "Look, we can pay for it. Let's do it."
Life is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that's what we will always, this is what Grandma used to say. Man, y'all young people want something right now. Gotta have it right now, right now. Y'all don't need all that. Take care of what you need. You want all that stuff. You don't need all that stuff. And that was but see, wanting all of that and needing it was 2 different things. And being young, I never really picked it up like that. But she used to say, y'all want all that stuff. You don't need all that stuff. You don't need all that stuff, but you want all that stuff.
So we got everything we need. So
And
what we want, just be extra.
And that's how we used to live, though. So that's all we need is what we need. All what we want, we just want it.
Bro.
We wish we could get it one day, but we ain't gonna step out to go to get it.
Until we could have, but we really could have in many ways.
You still gonna get that vet?
My wife said I can't get it.
He about to say his mama.
He does about to say his mama.
My wife said, you don't need that. You see, that's a need. That's my want, but that's her. She said, you don't need it.
Anybody, you right, I don't need it, but I want it.
Yeah.
So what was one of the fears that y'all wanted me to see that I didn't? Since we're on the whole fear thing.
You answer that one, B.
Let's see.
I don't know. Let me think. That's a good
question. I know. I'm thinking.
A fear that we had
that
we wish you would have understood.
Mm-hmm.
The consequences. Consequence of the fear.
Consequence of what, though?
You have to, when you make a decision, you need to consider the consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are different ways of looking at what you decide on doing.
That's everything.
Exactly. And the consequence mean, is it going to affect me? If it will, if it does, who am I connected to? And then your decision impacts everybody that's connected to you.
Yeah.
So.
Even if it's indirectly.
Exactly.
Even when you think you're not, it's still something.
Mm-hmm. The decisions you made, it affected us.
Yeah.
It did. And as adult children, you want to be an adult, but at the same time, you're still in a family unit.
Mm-hmm.
So your decisions is going to impact your family. Not to say you do it for your family, but you have to consider your family.
Yeah.
Because we still have to support each other.
And the more that we do, the more we put on everybody.
Say it again.
The more we do, the more we put on everybody.
So are you in this world by yourself?
No.
Can't continue, B.
But that fear stuff, it's like, I never really feared. The only thing I used to fear, like, when y'all used to go out.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm staying up all night. Like, Lord, I hope they hurry up and come home. I'm calling y'all and y'all don't answer. That's the only kind of fear I really had similar to that. Because I never thought, they're going to go do something and go to jail. That kind of stuff never crossed my mind.
Why didn't cross your mind? Because what you told them?
Because they know.
Yeah, because like I told it to Alicia before, I'm like, my dad always told me, if I go to jail, he is not getting me out. And that's why I ain't never do nothing.
Especially if you found a leader.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if you go to jail defending yourself, that's altogether a different story. But the fear thing, that's my most fear. When my son Darius come home, I'd be like, Lord, spelling after 2-1, I'm like, where this boy at? Cause
different. I ain't leave out till 12-1.
I know your mama didn't understand that.
That's because she ain't never go nowhere.
I had to be in when you was calling.
I'm talking about daylight saving time would come.
Yeah, the
Oh, babe, I got another
hour.
extra hour. I said, no, you don't. You on that
Overtime.
overtime.
I'm getting that extra hour, girl. That didn't make sense. It's 2:00 and her clock's at 1:00.
Right.
And I got to rush home, which I had to be 2:00 anyway.
That was your curfew.
Do you feel women more compromising than men?
Are women more compromising? To a certain extent. That's just my perspective.
I believe it are.
Yeah, because you have babies, you know, and it's not that serious to me.
Not?
To be so hard all the time, because something else gonna come up. So we don't want to crush you from not doing anything or having a say or being who you need to be, or help you to develop in a person you need to be. So I wouldn't, but then I understood, you know, from daddy perspective, a lot of times when we say no, it's no. You know, when you say no, it's no. Now, him and I used to get into it sometime. When he would say no, it's no. But when I say no, he may say, well, okay, that's enough. Well, how come when I want to tell you when it's enough, when you say something, I got to agree with you? So that would be our struggle. You understand what I'm saying? Like when he said it, it would be for the duration. When I do it, he read, okay, that's enough. No. I tried to tell you it was enough when you said no, and now you ready to change your tune. So we have to be consistent on that.
It's called what we're discussing, though. The reason why I said no, though.
Right.
Let's be honest, you know. It was a certain situation. It was a certain situation, like, let's see.
Okay, when Darius was in kindergarten. And you remember that?
Which one?
Well, you know which one. When he was in that room, he had him on his knees, hands up in the air. Yeah. I said, okay, how long you gonna be in there? Would he get tired? I said, no, but he tired now.
But didn't I take him down after you kept complaining? Yeah.
But I had to keep complaining.
But you gotta understand with the question you asked her.
Because he kept getting in trouble.
Don't tolerate a lot of stuff. We said this the way it should be. Yeah, they did it, but at the same time, our tolerance is a lot. You see, like you see, most women gonna tolerate more than a man, because we ain't gonna tolerate all that.
Right. That back and forth.
Yeah, we're gonna just cut it off and get pissed and just leave it alone or whatever.
You're gonna have that certain look.
Because it shouldn't be all that.
For what? If I said it, that's what it should be. Sometimes. Yeah. Not all the
time. Most of the time it was like that. Yeah. And I was like, and the best thing that we did, we had a discussion. You know, we didn't get into a tug. Have y'all ever seen us?
Well, we used to always have that talk.
I have a question for you.
We used to have that talk.
Have you ever seen me and your daddy really have a argument or fight in front of y'all?
No.
Him and I grew up like that.
Witnessing that. And that's one thing him and I vowed we would not do. Because it wasn't good for the children's emotion.
Yeah, because y'all knew how y'all felt.
Oh my gosh.
So that's another thing that you do as parents. Like, if you come from, like you said, that, making sure that that's how you change things when you have children.
Because we know it's traumatizing for them.
But at the same time, bro, when you take your kid something and your girl tell him something else and y'all two disagree, you go ahead on, you let it go on what she said, or she let him go on what you said, but y'all two got to come together and discuss that. Because y'all two got to work that out for him, because they don't know.
They don't understand it.
You know.
And the children are really picking up on
the vibe what y'all two got. You understand? If she see, I could get away, I would tell mama this, and mama would tell, I could tell daddy.
We always had to be on one accord.
You gotta have that conversation all the time.
But not in front y'all.
Not in front of them. With y'all too.
Right.
You know.
Oh, we that was one of our
That was one thing we
What
did every night.
what y'all call it today? A deal breaker?
Deal breaker.
Or whatever. I don't
Call
know.
it today.
What y'all call it today? A deal breaker?
Yeah.
That was one of our things going into our marriage.
We always had to discuss it.
Right.
Especially
if we were in
don't
disagreement
see
about
it the
it,
same way.
we cut it off.
Why you
behind
did
the
this?
scenes.
Why you did that? You should have. And me and her might end up fussing behind the scenes.
Right.
But not in front of.
But we
the
can't let
children.
y'all see we fussing because then y'all gonna know we're not together. And when you know you're not together, then kids play on that.
They play on division.
Manipulated.
Not intentionally because they really don't understand it, but they learn to pick up on it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I got questions for y'all. I'm gonna start with Daddy first.
Uh-oh. You coming
You
after
ready?
us.
I'm ready.
Here we
Sure.
Almost.
go. That's a good.
What's been the best and worst part about you getting older?
The best part about me getting older is getting older. It's a blessing to see this age and to live the life that I live. The worst part is I can't do half of the stuff I used to do. I can't get up and down, bro.
When you starting to dance, your knees start hurting.
And another thing is not, I could have men conversation with my boys, who wasn't my boys, but now they men. We can have men conversations, and I don't have to play like, oh, you little Dino, you're a man now. And we could talk as men.
Can I interject on that?
Wow.
I had trouble with when I would discipline at times. I didn't know how to switch because y'all were getting older. I was still trying to discipline you as
I'm still young.
Yeah. And he like,
tell him,
hold up.
That's a young man.
Go
That's
on
a
like
man,
that.
bro. You can't talk to them like that.
Yeah.
But I had to know that. Because I didn't call myself, wait, hold up.
It's like y'all learn together.
But I had to learn together. It takes some getting used to.
Right.
Because you're like, he ain't the same little boy he used to be, but at the same time, you think you still can handle him the way you used to, but you can't. Because he a man now.
Right.
It's respecting you guys getting older and understanding your mindset is different too now.
Right.
And you want to nurture, you want to be respectful in a way where you guys can pick it up in a respectful manner. And it's like, how can I say it? It's like understanding, how can I say it? The mindset just it develops differently.
But another thing,
and how you perceive it is different too.
With the question you just asked me, I do enjoy being around y'all as men now, than boys. You know what I'm saying?
See what you made.
Yeah, look at that. Say, oh, look at that boy there. He made it right. Look at that dumb. Who told that boy to do that? It's the good and the bad, though.
So how you see that with your grandson, though?
Now that's funny, because when you see your grandchildren, you see your son, and then because you see yourself and your son, and you see the little boy in him. Yeah. So it's like a generation now. Yeah. And that little boy bad.
No, he's not.
Who?
Which one?
Drew and Dre.
No, they're not.
Yes, they is.
No, they're not.
They're good kids, but they is.
They're not bad.
Okay, they're not bad.
I never say they bad.
Yeah, you never gonna see that.
They just beats me up.
Yeah, they beat you up.
That's the boy mom.
Am I?
But the best punishment I had with Darius.
What?
Remember when we was in Atlanta, I told him get out the car.
I never forget that. I never forget that day in my life.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna let everybody know.
There. All right.
Tell the story.
I'll never forget that. We riding on Powder Springs. I remember what street we was on. We riding on Powder Springs in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Darius said, "Daddy, you crazy." Dad said, "Huh? Like, you crazy, Dad? Like playing around like that?" So all of a sudden, pull over in the gas station. I'm like, oh, we about to get gas. He said, Darius, get out real quick. Darius, get out.
I just pulled out.
He drive off. Like, I'm in the car like.
Darius just bust out crying. I said, who you calling crazy?
And Darius really just standing up crying. I'm like.
Running behind the car.
Who you think you talking to?
Like, man.
On that level.
I'm like, yeah. I never say he crazy.
Talk about laugh. Me and D just laugh.
Ma. All right. You ready?
Yeah. Take your shot.
What's your happiest memory of us?
My happiest memory of you and Darius.
No, me and you.
Oh, okay.
Look, one of my happiest moments was when you was on a court playing basketball, and I seen what I put in you, and you doing it. That's a proud moment. That's a proud moment, bro. That's a proud moment, bro.
Okay, my happiest moment was when you came to me and said, Mama, I'm at peace. I'm at peace and I'm not afraid anymore. And I'm going to live my life.
That's a good memory.
It's a great memory. Because as adults, as adult children, you tend to, and I'm speaking from my perspective too, growing up. You want to please your parents. But it comes a time when you can hear people tell you this, you can get advice, you can have suggestions, but when it comes to you making that decision for you to be happy with your decision, in spite of all that, you know, it's almost like a cocoon. It's like you're coming out of it. And you can really move forward with your decision because it's your life. And nobody can take that from you. Nobody. But the foundation that was set and what you learned and I mean, everything, the community, everything. But once you make that decision for you, so when you say I'm at peace with my decision and I'm going to live my life.
It was good.
Was it good? It's like a light comes on.
Yeah, it did come on.
Yeah. but as a, you know, just from my own experience.
Yeah.
You know, because you want your parents or the people that you love to be proud of you. And we are. But at the same time, you know, with all that going on in your head and you trying to live your life and do you and another. But once you say, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's it.
But like what Daddy said, when you instill it in your child, when he saw you on the court and he instilled it, he's like, you know what, I taught him that. Yeah. Do that. You know, it's good to know, you know, oh, look what I raised. You know, no matter what. Yeah.
What's the nicest thing I ever done for you?
Uh-oh.
Nice
I hated it.
Done for me.
I hope he say what I think he should say. And I ain't like it. Come on, baby. Let me see.
I'm trying to see.
You know.
Dang.
Want me to give you a hint?
Yeah.
Vehicle.
That's one of the nicest things.
The vehicle.
What?
One of the nicest things he done for me.
Yeah. It was concerning a vehicle.
Yeah, he tore my vehicle up.
No.
I'm too few of them. I don't know what nice thing she's talking about.
I don't know.
I'll definitely wreck the few.
You thought you was young. Come on,
Oh,
y'all.
I know what you're talking about.
What?
When I put them pipes on your truck.
Oh. But bro, you did so many.
I was so mad. I'm like, why you got all this noise?
He did so many things for me.
I hated that truck. I couldn't hear.
I used to need much want to tell my friends, you know, because they used to be like, I'd be like, who bought those shoes? Oh, my son bought me. And then, you know, at the same time, their kids wasn't blessing them, and I was like, I didn't want
Seems like you're throwing it in their face.
Yeah, it's like, you're slapping them, but at the same time, it was like, but I had to learn to deal with that myself. I just see it. My son did a lot of nice things for me. He bought me shoes, put pipes on my truck, take me out.
Gave you money. Gave you money.
Gave me money. There's a lot of things that I'm proud of him about.
Last question for you.
The same question?
Nah,
Oh,
last
okay.
question for you.
He gave you a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you the hard one to give me the
I
hard
gave you
one.
the.
I don't know. I figured that. Why? I don't know why.
What you want me to remember you most by?
Remember me most by?
Yeah.
That I'm a honest woman. And is either
God or God or
But being honest will get me in trouble with my dad, He said, "You're the most honest woman in the world." My gosh.
I ain't gonna lie to him. My wife is one of the honest women I ever met. For real. The girl wouldn't let us get school lunch. Everybody gets school lunch. My sister worked in the cafeteria. She was gonna fill a PayPal.
Right.
Boy, we can afford it. We ain't doing that. Man, this world do that. Who paid for school lunch? But us. We was the only one paying for school lunch.
Because I said we taking money out of somebody else's mouth who really need reduced lunch.
They was gonna get it too. Everybody get it.
They was gonna get it too.
No, that I did my best to take care of you guys. But you can answer that for yourself. What you want to remember?
It's nothing you wouldn't do for your boys.
Nothing. But I get myself in trouble for that.
I know, because I'd be like, why you did that?
What y'all do?
It's different.
No, because just like y'all say, y'all go to her when y'all
Give me that
need
Bible.
and y'all used to come to me when y'all want to go.
Mm-hmm.
What you
That's
mean?
all I do. Anytime I want to go somewhere, I ask them.
Every time they need something, they ask y'all. You.
But it started flipping at some points too.
No, it didn't. You still be like,
Nah.
You don't
It's the
think?
same thing.
I tried.
Because who me and Darius call first?
Usually it's me
Exactly.
period.
because you don't answer the phone all the time. But while you be driving,
No,
okay,
still answer
type
the
of work
phone.
you do too. So, but
But I gotta say this. I admire the relationship you have with your mother, and I admire the relationship we have. Both our kids have a good relationship with us. We could go sit there and talk to them about anything.
mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I want to have for my kids too. Just for them to make sure that no matter what it is, you come tell me about it.
Exactly.
No matter how hard it is.
That's hard though.
It's very hard.
It's hard to
It's like you don't
chastise them for something, but at the same time, they gotta trust you that they could come to you without you chastising them again.
Because I already feel disappointed. And I'm coming at you disappointed already, and then to already know I feel the way because I already know I disappointed you, then to bring it to you.
But at the same time, how could you hit your child and tell them, "Oh, you could come talk to me about anything"?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Especially at this day and age.
And then when,
That's why
I
it's
just
important
had
to talk to them about it when you hit them.
right. But what I enjoyed too, we had an open book where we used to have our family meetings where we would come and allow y'all to share what you wanted to share
And talk about what y'all
and talk
need
about
to
what you want to talk
about.
about regardless. But we started that really to help Momo too, with us having like a therapy session, and we would just talk because you go every day with going to work, going to school, this and that, but then
And we
never
did
really.
that, though. We used to always do that at least once a week.
Yeah, but we had to make a conscious effort to do it because you can get caught up in the routine of things and you realize, we didn't come together.
Yeah.
Let's come together, sit down, and have a conversation to see y'all okay, what's good, what's not good. Did we do something? Did we should just, just to
'Cause
bring it
that
to the
way-
table.
That way your daughter, your son could come and say something that they're not going to get whipped or punished for, but they're going to get talked to and try to help them with it about it, And when you could do that with your child, then you build that trust with them, But when they do something and you don't know about it, then you bust their butt.
Anything on action?
Richard, would you, you guys have been around other people and you have their friends or whatever. Is it anything you wish we could have done more for you guys?
I'd say probably just in terms of what? Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. You had almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't. You had your
everything
knees
they
messed.
wanted.
Yeah. You lived in the nicest homes.
Mm-hmm.
Nicest
A lot of
neighborhood.
you had a nice neighborhood. You went to thuggish school. You
Thuggish
went
ruggish.
to
It was thuggish ruggish.
thuggish ruggish. Then you went to a diverse school.
Mm-hmm.
But with all of that said, there was disappointment in the decisions y'all made along the way. And me and Dad was like, we didn't teach them that.
Mm-hmm.
So did you pick up anything by being associated with other people that you wish you didn't pick up on because you knew better?
Yeah.
So
But
why did...
I embrace it because I got different views of life in different people's situations.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat like how it is now. How I have all these different people on the episode.
Yeah.
And they different mindsets. Like that's just how it was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, why not try it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Darius tried way more things than I did.
True.
But that's just really what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But like I knew people from all different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am proud of you with the podcast. And doing this and giving people an opportunity to share and have a voice, because growing up, people didn't even think you talked. Yeah. I used to hear that all the time. Your son talk? I'm like, yeah, my son talk. But you were quiet and reserved. Mm-hmm. And being quiet and reserved, you observed a lot. And you didn't say anything, but you observed a lot. And, it was actually, you and Darius was the flip. He was the one to talk more, observed less. Mm-hmm. You didn't talk much, but observed a lot. He thought you were shy.
Yeah,
a lot of people thought you were shy. Yeah.
He was timid.
He used to tell you a whole lot. You shy. You stop being so shy. You don't talk. But just because you didn't talk didn't mean you were shy.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand that. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If you had to grade your pops, what does grader mean?
Go ahead.
If I had to grade you?
Yeah.
Overall, you're an A minus.
Damn.
But nah, one thing I just wish that you did do was really be more hard on us when it came to basketball.
I should have.
Sports.
But at the same time, I don't blame you though, because you didn't know.
I did.
Coach Tracy used to say that too.
Coach Tracy was like, "We too nice. We too nice."
Yeah.
Y'all know what y'all having y'all children. They're really good basketball players.
Y'all really was.
Y'all not hard enough on them.
But at the same time, like I said, you didn't know where to take it. You just was doing it as a hobby.
But that means I should have let y'all go to, you only could coach your son to a certain level. Mm-hmm. It's the time when you got to cut him loose.
Yeah.
And that's where I made my mistake at.
I might not cut the boys loose today.
Just even with Darius. No, you see, that's why I made my mistake with Darius. When that coach kept me and Rhonda, we talking about that boy over there at, with the street, that Seminole Center that I read dude who coached Lamar Peters.
Oh,
he wanted Darius so bad.
I forget his name. You may know him too.
The dude used to coach Lamar Peters when he was 7 or 8 years old, 9 years old.
I know you're talking about though.
He was like, bro,
curly, red hair, curly hair.
I said, man, he can't have my son. He cussed them boys out too bad, man.
And that's probably what your son needed.
Yeah, because that man, that dude gonna be fighting. And he needed it. And I dropped that ball.
If you don't put that bottle up.
He chilling in the zone.
Yeah, I know he is.
Because I need another one.
But yeah, that's pretty much yeah, I am proud of you. Okay, what grade you give me? You gave him an A-.
To you, A+.
Dang! I'm jealous. Where my cheat sheet at?
Yeah, but
both they are A+.
Yeah, y'all were good. Y'all were good kids. But we tell parents of today a lot of times, our children could have been out there. Every household. You never know what you're gonna get. And I think you had an episode where y'all talked about, you do the best you can with your children, but you don't know. You really don't know how they're gonna end up.
But I'm gonna tell you another thing.
But you have to trust the process. You have to trust God with your children. You have to have God in it.
Right.
We could not have done it without God.
But each kid needs something different. Each kid are different. You can't raise Drew the same way you raise Dre. Because Dre is all got a different breed, different build. That's one thing I learned raising you and Darius. I couldn't raise Darius the way I raised you because you was one who was more listen more. You was one who followed the rules more.
Yeah, he did.
Each kid just need different leadership and different advice. Each kid need, even though it's the same advice, but you can't raise them the same way. Because each kid needs something different. I learned that with my mom. It's like, how come you always, well, this one need more than this. You don't need that. You good at that because in some aspect of life, I might be stronger this year, and this one might be weaker.
Right.
And each kid just needs something different and be raised.
Not that you love them, but you have to do it in a manner where you bring out the best of that particular child. Because we all are different. Every individual is different. God made us like that. We all are different. Yeah. But with consistency, love, patience, understanding, all of those things matter.
They could look alike, but they ain't alike.
They're not alike. Not even twins. It's different.
Because one kid gonna need you more than the other kid.
But now, to a certain extent, they're all gonna need you for where they need to be needed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but one might need you more than the other.
I say that because
that don't mean you neglect the one who don't need you.
But that happens sometimes with parents.
I ain't saying neglect the one that don't need you.
I know, but because we think they don't or they do, that happens sometimes. And as parents, we have to be careful with that. Because I was bitter growing up, and I think I shared this with you. I asked my daddy when he got out of jail, I said, now you didn't take care of me, but you were with other women and helped take care of them with their children. You didn't think about me or wanted to take care of me. You know what his response was to me? Look like you turned out okay to me. Initially, it hurted because he don't know what I went through though, with missing him and not having him in my life. So just because you see me now as okay, you don't know what I went through to get here.
Right.
So I felt like, oh, he just, to him, that was an easy
way out though.
He didn't really want to answer the question.
He couldn't answer the question.
He couldn't really answer. But then when I took a deep breath, I'm like, yeah, he right. I did turn out okay.
I don't need you.
I really,
to be exact,
I didn't after all what I went through. Right. But man,
but I don't need you now. But I needed you then.
I needed you then.
Right.
But
it made you who you are today.
Exactly. So it's all good.
It
worked out.
So I raised you good.
Oh,
well, I met you at 23.
Daddy. Yeah, Daddy. Yeah, going on 34 years.
Look, I met you at 23.
No, 35 years. Ooh. Yeah, Daddy.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. So he was my friend, my daddy, my lover.
Another episode. Man, open eyes, Rhonda. Tune in next week.
And this is the WeakLEE Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in next week.